Hello, everybody. Bryan Broaddus here for the Scout's Eye with my guy, Voch Lombardi. Voch, boy, that was a disappointing one to have to go back and to watch live. But when you go back and break it down, I'm curious of where you thought of maybe some areas. There were some good areas, but maybe some poor areas as well.
Nah, Brian, we're going to talk about all the bad things today. You know what I mean? We got some nonsense afoot. And Brian, you know what made me feel real bad about this one? The Cowboys been bad all year. But it's like I felt like last week they found a groove to something. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And we all knew that this Broncos defense was really good. But you could look at the Broncos offense and say they're probably comparable to the Washington Football Wizards type of guys, right? So you would at least say, all right, well, schematically, maybe we can show up and do a little bit of this, and maybe it won't be that bad. Man, it got that bad, Bryan Broaddus. Bo Nix went out there and dropped 44. So I'm just going to talk about some bad things that just upset me a little bit. Let's everybody take a look at the top of the formation right here. I just want everybody to just look at it. Up here is going to be a touchdown, and we're going to come back and we'll talk about it, Bryan Broaddus. Going to get a motion man up here, a little bit of a snap, some communication, some talking, and we got a little bit of a touchdown, Brian. It was just some wide open lip mess, Brian. I was like, man, how did they get so wide open? One thing I want to bring attention to, I believe that's Bland up there, Bryan Broaddus. I just want to bring attention to something right here. You can actually see the Cowboys are technically getting better at talking, communicating small little things like this, right? They didn't get caught up here. Bland saying, hey, watch behind me. Watch behind me. There's a cat coming over here. So when you see this cat coming over here, Bland to say, hey, you need to go over there. I'm going to kind of hold this part of the fort down.
Right.
And that's going to leave Ken. You can see Bland pointing right there. You see Bland pointing backwards. He says, hey, man, go over there. But you see Kenneth Murray, his job is to kind of hold down this part of the fort.
Sure.
Kenneth Murray didn't get deep enough, Bryan Broaddus.
Yeah.
So with Kenneth Murray not getting deep enough, they just throw the ball right over him. Now, Brian, how many times have we looked at a play and it was a coverage play and Kenneth Murray was like just this much?
Sure.
Just this much off of it. You know what I mean? So it's like the real small details, right? Like he may know the play. He may know the, communication and where to talk and where to go. But you just got to get those small details, and you maybe need like another step. So, Brian, let's just watch Kenneth Murray from the beginning of this thing to the end of this thing. Let's just see what his actual path was, right? And you kind of see Kenneth Murray stop moving his feet. Like, what is he coming down to right there?
Right.
What is Kenneth Murray when he stopped and he came more this way? If his job is to work and get depth in this direction, Bryan Broaddus, why was he looking down in the opposite direction, Brian? And this could be a Voch asking Brian, what do you think Kenneth Murray was looking at?
If you could go all the way back to the beginning of the play, do you think he was worried about when the motion came across with Franklin? That's number 11 right there.
Motion right there.
Do you think he was worried about that he was going to get a crosser from the inside there? That's where because it looks like to me he was expecting maybe the vertical route, but then the crosser. And he didn't get the crosser, and that kind of held him in place. That maybe that's what they were playing the defense where it looked like Mims up top. Maybe he was expecting the crosser out of this look, and they didn't get it. And now that and give Denver credit right there. See, his eyes are on the outside. He's looking.
Oh, Murray's whole body's turned in this direction.
Yeah, exactly.
So he's fine there. But what I'm asking is when Franklin doesn't go inside.
Right.
At this point,
he keeps drifting.
You see Murray. No, he don't keep drifting that way. Murray stops and goes this direction.
Yeah.
Let me just show you. 1, 2. He goes that way. What happened right there?
Yeah, that takes him completely out of getting
just those
any depth.
1 or 2 steps take you all the way out of this thing, bro.
Absolutely.
I want to, and look, just me look, and look, I'm not Kenneth Murray. I don't know what he saw, but ain't nothing going here. Ain't nobody.
There's nothing threatening. There's nothing threatening him across. Initially, I think he thought he was going to get Mims on the cross. When he didn't get Mims on the cross, then all of a sudden it's like, if he's responsible for the middle of the field, I wonder do you think there was a communication problem up top between Bland and the safety here, though?
If I had to guess, Brian, and we don't know
because you got really a rookie safety starting here. Yeah.
We don't know the calls, Brian. So everybody, let's just look at Bland one time, right? You're gonna see Bland actually point behind him. Boom, boom, boom.
Your guy, yeah.
So Bland is not moving. He's not gonna continue to go that way.
Right.
He's saying, hey, somebody else. So if we had to deduce that somebody else would be the safety. So I'm assuming that they're fine there.
Yeah.
I'm assuming, Brian, that if anything comes to the sideline, it's Bland.
Right.
And if anything is to the inside like it was, it's Murray.
Yeah.
Anything behind Bland up here is safety.
Okay.
If I had to guess, that's what I think happened.
Yeah.
But Murray, for some reason, took a step down for whatever reason, bro. I don't know what it was, but he took
he took himself out of position.
And
clearly.
just those two steps took him out the game.
Yeah.
Now, Brian, we always talk about flus and the scheme and players.
Right.
Could this have been better with better players, right?
Right.
So what I want to focus on now, Brian, let's just watch these two receivers and let's see when they got open. So we just gonna run it. It kind of takes him a while to get this thing going, Brian.
Right.
He didn't really get open till he cleared Murray right there.
Right.
So let me show you something now, Brian. We're going boom, touchdown catch. All right, damn, we all sad. Let's go to the cartel view real fast, right? I'm going to show you if the pass rush was a little better.
Okay.
If we had one extra dude, maybe Bo Nix doesn't have time.
Right.
And look, Brian, let's just be fair because I spoiled the hell out y'all with this information. It's 1st and 20.
Right.
They got a way to go.
Right.
So this is a long developing play. And Flus does blitz to his credit.
Right.
He blitzes what's his face? Marquise Bell there.
Bell, yeah.
But look at the comfort.
Yeah.
Look at the comfort of Bo Nix just sitting in the pocket, chilling, Bryan Broaddus.
Yeah.
The running back steps up, take care of Marquise Bell, and maybe that's the issue with having Marquise Bell being 205 pounds in there. You know, just a running back can just step up and thump and deal with him, Brian, and nobody else, boom, 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 boom. Nobody else got busy, Brian.
Yeah, I just kind of wonder, you look at with Clowney, and they were lined up like in that. If you go back and look at the look, how Clowney was really in it was like they were almost trying to run, like they were all lined up tight in there, and then they're all going to step to their left.
Let's see.
And then the blitzer was going to come. So it's a left step, blitzer off their right. Mm-hmm. It's just like, look how high that Clowney is coming off the ball right there.
Clowney's high.
Look, yeah.
What was that, Sam?
Yeah.
All these guys, they're all high, bro.
They're all high right there. And then, look, that's simple blocking right there.
And not a counter in sight. So when I'm talking to you during the podcast day, right, I'm like, man, is White Cotton not teaching these guys counter moves?
Oh, yeah, that's fair.
Like,
that's
maybe
fair.
they're trying to win upfield so fast that they're not thinking on counter moves.
That's
but a counter move,
that's a fair assessment.
All of James Houston's sacks have been off counter moves, Brian.
Right.
But I don't know, man. We'll see. Let's take a look at this one, man. I just want to talk about consequences for a second.
Yeah.
The very first play of the game, because I spoiled y'all with the down and distance up there. 14:55 seconds, 1st and 10. I want everybody to focus on our guy Marshawn Nealon right here. I think this is a constant bugaboo beating the hell out the Cowboys. You just working too far inside, Brian.
Yeah.
Too far inside gives the running back, the ball carrier, just enough space to go and make something happen, Brian. Now look, this was a 9-yard rush, so this wasn't. I say it's not backbreaking, but boy, 9 yards on 1st and 10, boy, that made me sick. All Marshawn had to do, because once we get to this point, Brian, you feel there.
Right.
So I need Marshawn to kind of keep his ass outside a little.
Keep the outside shoulder clean is what you want to do.
Keep the outside shoulder. Even with this wide receiver 13 coming up here to kind of thump on Marquise Bell, and I don't need Marquise to be moved by wide receivers like that,
Sure.
Brian. But even if that's the case, Marquise still has the leverage, because if he's going to be gap integrity guy, Brian, all he got to do is hang there. This didn't work because Marshawn Nealon got worked inside. So once you get this point right here, now you got this big ass wall where everything is on the opposite side of where the ball carrier is going. If I'm a ball carrier worth my salt, Brian, I'm hitting it right there, and that's for 9 yards.
Yeah.
And look, this ain't cute at all, Brian.
No.
But 9 yards. But this is where it gets even worse. This happened not too far away after that play, Brian.
Sure.
Take a look at, and I wonder if Sean Payton saw this on film. I'm just curious. I wonder if Sean Payton saw this on film. We got Dante Fowler. Brian, what you think he's finna do?
He's probably going to rush inside.
Man, Brian, way too far inside, Brian.
Yeah.
Way too far inside.
But he's got a filler behind him, though, doesn't he?
And so, Brian, this is what I think. This is what I think.
All right.
I think the responsibility is, I want him to keep C-gap, though. I want Dante Fowler to keep C-gap.
Okay.
And in the event that the runner and everything goes this way,
right,
what I think happens, Brian, I think 20, he's not on the film right now, boom, boom, Elam. I think Elam is stay at home for anything coming back. Guys.
Anything coming back, okay.
That's who I think Elam is. And if you just watch him for a second, let's watch Elam right here. He looks like stay at home, and he kind of waited for a little bit.
Yeah.
That's what backside stay at home guy looks like, Brian.
Right.
But this is what happened. This is the nonsense that happens. First of all, Brian, these guys don't even exist, including Kenny Clark, as much as I love him earlier. Yeah. None of these guys exist. And now you get Dante Fowler, boom, boom, we're going to run it. He's going with the motion. Right. Now nobody's over here but Kyer Elam.
Right.
Nobody's over there.
Right.
So now if you're the running back, all you got to do is bam and kind of work that little situation right there and just beat Elam, which he did.
He did.
Now the first play I showed you, it was just a 9-point consequence. Now you got a big play happening to you because you just cannot contain C-Gap, Brian.
Right. That was, I mean, to me, though, they've had a really, we've talked about this a bunch. When they've been bad on run defense, it's been about the fills. Yep. It's been about either whether it's safety fill, linebacker fills, guys taking routes inside. I mean, every time that they've played that where they've tried to run, and Sam Williams is the guiltiest one when it comes to just going down inside. We've seen times where Tank Lawrence used to do that on 3rd and 3 and make a gamble play and make it work.
Yeah.
This, to me, seems like, man, you keep kind of calling this defense, but you're not getting the fill that you need out of that.
Tank wouldn't do it unless he had an instinct or he saw something.
He saw something, formation-wise or something, yeah.
I don't see an instinctive player out of Sam Williams, Marshawn Nealon, or Dante Fowler there, bros. But anyway,
I agree.
But this hits you for a big play. The first time it happened, it was 9 yards, which is also a big run, but huge play here. Brian, I'm going to ask Brian a question here.
Okay.
It's 3rd and 8. And I love having the ability. I could just draw my little lines up here, Broaddus.
Okay,
just draw that little line right.
There's your line.
That's a first down line, Brian. I love the fact that I could just do that.
Yeah, that is impressive, by the way.
So that's my first down line right there. This is gonna be. Let me tell you what I first thought of that really made me watch all this film 2, 3, 4 times, Brian. I think the Broncos try to take Ferguson away.
Yeah,
I think the Broncos did a job taking him away. And if y'all go on my YouTube, I actually broke it down. It was like 6 or 7 plays of the Broncos doing that. But I think the Broncos are going to try to do that again. And I think the Cowboys found a bit of an advantage. I'm going to show you a little bit, Brian. So what's going to happen is, just like earlier, right, Benito is going to be running with Ferg.
So that's a win right there for the Cowboys if Benito's not rushing the passer, right?
If Benito ain't rushing the passer.
Yeah.
Boy, should we have an extra second to do something.
Sure.
But Brian Ferguson is on Benito, and what I think happens here is, if I bring it back right there, what I think happens here, running forward, boom, I think Ferguson has a 2-way go. I think if he's working inside, I think you got a character floating around right there. And if Ferg was to do something to the outside, I think then that's when Benito kind of exists. But Brian, this is where it gets weird to me, because I think the Cowboys noticed that a little bit, right?
Right.
So we're going to see Ferg, boom, run this little post here. CD's gonna run a little 8 off the back of that,
right,
which is just another post. He's gonna run it off the back of that. So the read now turns into, well, if Benito hangs a little close to CD, I'm gonna hit Ferg. But Benito ran with Jake with his shoulders turned.
Right.
So Dak is going, okay, I got to hit CeeDee Lamb right now. And that's kind of what Dak did, though, Brian. But let's just go back to the philosophy of the play here. Brian, boom, boom. The damn first line, the line to gain is right there. So I wonder, Brian, let me ask you this. Voch says this. Do you think Jake, go back to my blue here, do you think Jake was supposed to carry this route a little bit further?
I would, I think that he was surprised at how engaged Benito got on him there, that he really kind of stopped his path, and maybe, I mean, it also, I don't know if Jake thought that Dak was going to be in trouble, because if you look at the free rusher coming off.
Oh, we definitely going to talk about this.
Yeah. So that, to me, maybe Jake kind of felt like he didn't have a lot of time. The Cowboys had been pretty good this year of gaining yards beyond the sticks, routes beyond the sticks. Yeah. This is clearly one of those that even if they catch the ball, this is going to be short.
Sure.
For sure. And now you think about, do you go for it in these situations? But this play had no chance from the jump.
Yeah. I just really hated it, Broaddus, because I feel like just leverage alone could have just done you a better solid right there. I'm just gonna put that back up there, Brian. Yeah. Just to show Jake got you about right there. That's where Jake kind of.
Oh no, absolutely, yeah.
I feel like if Jake would have just boom, boom. If Jake would have just took you past the line, that we would have had a better opportunity there.
Right.
Or if just for Jake to clear all this out, because that's actually what happened. Benito and bring it back. And this character right here, Jake could have just cleared that out for Lamb.
Yeah.
But Lamb ended up cutting his short. And I wonder if Lamb cut his short because Jake cut his short.
I think that's Cooper on the drop right there.
I'll take both. If
they fire zone this thing. Yeah,
if you do that with Cooper and Benito, Brian, I'm fine. I'm holding the ball.
Yeah.
But it's always like one thing. If something goes good somewhere else,
here we go.
Doesn't go good elsewhere, Brian. This way you run into your nonsense here, Brian. This way you run into your we're gonna talk about this too, Brian. We're gonna break this down a little bit. Boom, boom. There's your snap. There's your snap.
Yeah.
You got a free runner at Dak Prescott right there. Now, if I had to guess, Brian, I think that these three characters were responsible for these three characters.
Right.
And then the free rusher.
Then you got a drop. You got a drop by Cooper there. There's that's 0. Yeah.
So, Brian, let's just assume, and everything is happening fast offensive player line.
Right.
Let's just assume that it's here, 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 here. Our job is to block the most immediate inside guys.
Absolutely, yeah.
Because that's the quickest route to Dak.
Right.
So 40, 0, and 98 are our guys.
Right.
So that means we would say as the offensive line, hey, Brian Javonte, 22 over here,
yeah,
he belongs to Dak.
Yeah.
And Dak will go, all right, I need to get this ball out quicker than 22 can get to me.
Right.
What happened was, and all this happened at the split of a second, and we all need to be ready for this offensive lineman. Number 0 bails out.
Right.
So now what this turns into, Brian, and this is where I'm about to get on my rookie real fast. As much as I love my rookie, when 0 bails out,
you got eyes outside.
You got to haul your ass over here
right.
and push Terrence outside.
Right.
You can't let Terrence get engaged with 98.
Right.
Because my guy is gone.
Right.
It was a 3-3-3 for a 3-3-3.
Yeah.
When one of my guys is gone, I got to get the Terrence, Terrence, out.
Right.
So that Booker can get the 98 and that Terrence can get the 22.
Right.
But Booker wasn't quick enough pushing Terrence over.
Yeah.
And there's no way for Terrence to see number 0 because he's focused on his guy.
Right.
So I needed Booker to see that quicker and get over to the outside.
It should bump and get it outside and taken care of. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you're absolutely right, because in this situation, if in fact Cooper number 0 does rush, 22 then becomes the responsibility of Dak,
because he's the most outside guy.
You let the furthest guy from the ball loose in that case. Yep. I think Williams did a good job of picking up things inside.
Oh, let me tell you about Javonte and Brock. They're really comboing both these guys, right?
Right.
So honestly, Williams is so smart at this point. Williams really got eyes on 40.
Right.
40 and Brock really got 49. But what happens is you're going to get a bam, and Williams is smart enough, Brian. I want y'all to take a look at Williams. This bad boy Javonte Williams is. Javonte is going to get a small engagement, and then you're going to see him switch like an offensive lineman, bro. Take a look at him. Take a look at him here. Boom, boom, boom. Switch come off, and you see him pick up 49.
Yeah, he's done this a bunch.
Fantastic run blocking. Pass blocking by your running back there.
Yeah.
And shouts out to Brock for picking this guy up. But you could just imagine if Booker would have passed things along, Dak would have had a little more time.
And that's a rookie thing. We've seen before with Booker the problems with some of the gap exchange stuff.
Yep.
Quick stuff's been.
I think he'll be much better at it next year.
Yep.
But
I agree.
Right now, it is what it is. And I got one last one, and I ain't gonna hold on to this one very long, Brian. We've been chatting long enough. I just hate how. Look, the worst thing you can do to make a gap for the offense is if one of your linebackers are too wide, and if another one of your linebackers is late. And I think that's what happened with 50 and 59 here. That's James and our guy Murray here. Yeah. So what happened with James? James has got a little overzealous, kind of overshot it a little bit. You see, you see 14 working over there as well, but I just don't see. Kenner Murray had a fantastic game last week, Brian. Yeah. But boy, as soon as he do that, I actually made a joke, and I don't think it's a hilarious joke. I don't think he can think and run at the same time. Some linebackers can process while they're moving at 100%. Right. I don't think Murray can think and run at the same time. You see him, he'll do one or the other. He'll either thinking he's just not moving his feet as he's thinking. Right. His feet going to quicksand as he's thinking. But now, damn, dog, you way over here. Right. Running back is there. And really all you got is your one guy, Shamar James, right there. But he's going to end up kind of overdoing it with the block there. And now you got a big-ass run, Bryan Broaddus. So all this just kind of bothered the hell out of me a little bit.
If you could go back real quick, and you see number 95 here, and this has happened to him. It happened to him in the Carolina game a lot more than maybe this game, but what happens is you need him to be stout at that point. He's square. He's on the ground. Yeah. And now all of a sudden he's on the ground.
Center get to run free.
Yeah, exactly. Center's running, and you got Ezra Rocco is trying to fight. Bell everybody widens everybody widens, and then that just gives you the natural cutback lane because you're mentioning about Murray. He's cut off from the play.
Yeah.
So you have your defensive tackle on the ground, you have your linebacker cut off, and you have your backside edge cut off as well. So it creates a big seam there. And you mentioned they just pushed James past the hole right there, and he's trying to get outside to make a play. But in fact, I mean, if he slow played it a little bit more, he might have had a better shot.
Yeah, if he just was a little more focused there, Brian. But
yeah,
hey, man, that's where we at with it. So hopefully they'll be better next week.
Hopefully next week. There's been some times like in the Commanders game where they played much better run defense. This team is a little bit different. This offensive line is really good. Well, hey, listen, thank you so much for joining us here on the Scout Side. Thanks to my guy, Voch Lombardi. He does an excellent job breaking this down for you every single week, kind of talking about the good and the bad with your football team. Yeah, make sure you're checking out, though, all our social platforms as well if you want some more of our work. We do our shows every day and talk about this football team, keep you up to date on that. So for my guy, Voch Lombardi, I'm Bryan Broaddus. Thanks again for joining us here in the Scout Side.